What is up, my beautiful people? Today, we're going to talk about liver. Here is some chicken liver because I have eaten my beef liver. So for now, I eat some organic chicken liver, and I actually love it. Love, love, love. To me, it tastes like heaven. And that's because of all the health benefits. Let's talk about it. Let me pull up the image. Okay, let's go over liver. Now, I'm doing this video because so many people refuse to eat it. They refuse, but they don't understand how sick they are and how nutrient deficient they are. Now, what makes liver taste bad for some of you is most likely some of the uric acid, but really it's the iron. That's why I did videos before when I'm like, rinse it, but then you're pulling out the iron. Rinse it under water, warm water. Some people will let it sit in melted butter or milk, but we don't do milk. Now let's, unless it's raw and it's grass fed, let's go over some of the things that are so important to look at. So this, I pulled this, and I've seen this before on Chris Kresser's website. And I know you can't see at the very top of the image, but the first column, it says blueberries. Second column says kale. And then beef itself, the beef muscle meat, and then the beef liver. So in terms of calcium, right? Because women who are postmenopausal, they need enough calcium because when they don't have enough estrogen, they don't hold on to calcium, and then you guys aren't getting enough vitamin D. So a lot of women are developing osteoporosis and brittle bones, legit. But working out will help you exponentially for those who don't like to work out. But as you can see, there's 6.0 milligrams and 72 in kale and 11 milligrams in beef. And so 6.0. So we're at 11 in beef liver. And that's for calcium. But the problem with kale in greens is that you got to deal with the oxalates and the goitrogens, and that affects the thyroid. So your best bet is getting it from that beef liver. Yes, people. All right, so we got phosphorus, and of course we got 76 milligrams of in 100 grams. So 100 grams is a little bit less than 4 ounces. For those who don't understand, it's about the palm size of your hand, which is 100 grams in weight. Now, potassium. This is really cool. We have 77 in blueberries, 228 in kale, 370 in milligrams in beef, but we've got 380 milligrams of potassium in liver, which is why I keep pushing liver, my people, because we need potassium on a ketogenic or carnivore diet. Yes. Iron. A lot of you women who've got low iron, and this iron thing, we're going to talk about that later, that if your iron levels are too high. But of course, it's super high in iron. So for all these women that have really bad menstrual cycles, or they have low iron from leaky gut, they just don't absorb the nutrients that well because their gut wall is weak. If I say it that way, it's permeable. Then, of course, it's got 8.8 milligrams, which is the highest out of everything. It's awesome. You can see it's almost triple the amount of iron in beef liver than what you would have in just the muscle meat itself. Now we got vitamin A. Check this out. So there's none in blueberries. There's none in kale. I didn't talk about the zinc. We'll go back to zinc. There's none in blueberries, none in kale. 40 IUs, international units in beef, and 53,400 international units, IUs, in freaking beef liver. So I am my people, I am 55, and I'm not going to lie, around 50, probably 51, I started losing my 20/20 vision. And I was using certain glasses. Like, there are these glasses, I don't have them anymore, but basically, let me pull this up like this. Basically, it's like you're looking through a screen like this, and see, if you look through like that, see that? When you're looking through things like that, it forces your eyes to use the muscles, which we have lazy eyes because we're looking at screens. So I was using glasses that look like this, but really, what really got my eyes back to 20/20 was the vitamin A because the levels are so high. So let me pull back up that image, make it higher or bigger. Maybe I should do it like this. Let me blow it up a little bit more. Just starts blurring when it's blown up too much. Okay. So we have zinc, and we've got very little in blueberries, very little in kale. We've got 4.4 milligrams in meat, muscle meat, but we have 4.0 in beef. But the thing is, we have per 100 grams, we have it really nicely matched with copper, which for some reason, is that on this list? It's not on this list. That's kind of annoying. So let me check to see how much copper there is in 100 grams of beef liver. So let me go and ask the old internet. In 100 grams of beef liver. Let's see. Per 100 grams, slightly depending on the source, method, preparation. However, the average 100 grams of cooked beef liver contains 15 to 20% of the recommended daily intake. Okay, let's get back to you guys. All right, so now we have the beef, the liver. The thing that we want is the balance between copper and zinc, because this literally helps people who've got histamine intolerance, a weak gut, and those who need zinc for their thyroid. All right, so vitamin D, obviously plants don't really have vitamin D, but it's got 19 IUs, international units, and 100 grams of beef. Then we have niacin, but let's get down to the B6. So we got like 0.1 milligrams in berries, and then we've got 73 in beef liver, and B12, it's super high. It's like 111 milligrams. So it's really, really up there. And folate, it's got 145 micrograms. So this is amazing. This is why I push liver so much, my people. Okay. This is why I push it, because a lot of you guys have thyroid problems. You're coming from the world of veganism, so you're low in B12. Some of you are having issues with low iron. It's got vitamin C in there, so you see it's got 27 milligrams of vitamin C, which is fan-freaking-tastic, because if you're doing carnivore, you need to get some vitamin C. It's got a vitamin D, and it's got vitamin A. These are the highest amounts. I think it's got K as well, but it's a lot lower, so it's not on this chart. But what I love to see is that 380 milligrams of potassium. We need that for keto or carnivore. The vitamin A is amazing. Now, here's the thing about vitamin A. People typically do not develop vitamin A toxicity from liver. It doesn't matter if it's beef or goat or fish. If they are not taking any multivitamins, listen to me, my people, don't take any multivitamins with keratin in it, high levels of keratin, because that can make your vitamin A levels too high. And then you got this vitaminosis, vitamin A vitaminosis, high toxic levels because of either retinol that you're putting on your skin for wrinkles. And so that's why you only put the retinol, like a dash of it on your skin. Like you put like a little boop and boop on your skin just a couple times a week, like twice a week. You got to be very, very, very careful, my people, not to overdo that retinol, because that is how I have dealt with my melasma. So I have to be very careful with doing retinol on the skin and eating liver, which is retinol. Now, what you guys don't understand is that keratin in carrots, your body has a very difficult time to convert it into retinol. That's why we got to be careful for the skin, right? Got to be very careful for the skin topical retinol. That you can't do high levels of retinol and then eat liver. That's when you have this vitaminosis toxicity from high vitamin A levels. That's what we got to be careful for. Now let's talk about this hemochromatosis on carnivore. This is high levels of iron. Where's iron? Iron is way up, 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 up. So let me scroll this down. So there's the iron. You guys can see right there, the iron levels. Now, the problem with high iron, make sure it's on the right so you guys can see it. Okay. So the problem with people who have high iron is that it's really toxic to your liver. Oh my goodness. This is another reason why I do not like multivitamins, right? Because we don't need synthetic iron. We don't, if you guys are menstruating, you have a lot of blood, do not do these iron friggin' what is it? Iron tinctures and iron supplements. Just eat liver or kidney of all animal types, my people, because it's got very high levels of iron. You can see up there in that little 8.8 milligrams. But let's talk about this iron problem with carnivore people who have, like, so Frank Tufano was another carnivore guru, and he was really like exploding at one point, but he got off of carnivore because he developed hemochromatosis, which is high levels of iron. Here's the crazy thing. I'm finding women in my consultations on carnivore for years are starting to develop hemochromatosis as well. And now this is primarily a problem that men have. So what is going on with people who've got too high levels of iron? It's very, very dangerous. All right, let's talk about high levels of iron. So if you have an iron overload because you might have leaky gut, you can feel fatigue, weakness, joint pain, stiffness, abdominal pain. Your sex drive is real low. Your periods can become irregular. Men, your ding-a-ling won't work. It's called erectile dysfunction. Darkening of your skin, and more risk for infection, and of course the liver disease. That's the problem of eating all this muscle meat. You guys are eating 2 pounds of beef, and people are like, just eat as much beef as possible. Nobody's looking at their friggin' iron levels prior to eating all that red meat. Very, very, very dangerous. Let me see. So the problem with leaky gut is the fact that when your gut wall is weak, then often the cells are not absorbing the minerals and they're just elevating within the bloodstream and the body is not getting rid of it. I'm sorry about that. All right, let's continue onward. I was looking up all the information on liver before. I was looking up, like, doesn't matter if it's beef liver or chicken liver or pork liver or cod. And I'll tell you about the differences too, because I got to go back to this iron toxicity. But the thing is that beef liver is the most nutritious, my people. It just is. It is packed with a lot of like I said before, vitamin A, B12, zinc, copper, iron. Whereas chicken liver is going to have a little bit more folate in it And if you do cod liver, it's going to have omega-3s in it, but the livers are very, very tiny and is not as high as, doesn't have as much B12 in cod liver. Now, hemochromatosis. Some of you guys literally, come back over here. Some of you, my people, are not taking care of your sleep, your pooping, your gut wall. We're talking your gut wall. You have to take care of your gut wall by getting some sleep, getting some rest, knowing how to not drink coffee or anything that would irritate the cells for you to not absorb any of your nutrients. It's super, super important that you get to bed early and that you're not hypoglycemic or that you can poop and that your liver is functioning properly so your liver isn't becoming bogged down and start holding on to iron. I'm just saying. All right, you guys, be careful when doing a carnivore diet. Protein should be moderate to low and high fat. Then we don't have to worry about any of these things like gout and iron overload, and people are having issues with their electrolytes and their thyroid and their adrenal system from not getting into ketosis while doing a carnivore diet. Be very, very careful. But today I wanted to break down liver and how amazing it is. And if you guys don't do the Lugos, potassium iodide, if you have a thyroid problem, it's better to do shellfish, but oysters, for example. But if you guys have a seafood allergy, listen to me. Wow. If you have a seafood allergy or histamine response, then liver will have the selenium. And then you got to do seaweed. And then you have to really make sure that you balance it because they can deplete each other if they're not in balance. All right, everyone. I'm Stephanie Person. I have been working all friggin' day, so I'm a bit tired. Probably can hear it in my voice. I'm working my ass off on the 10 acres by hand, clearing it out by hand. I still got energy. I still feel funky fresh. Wanted to do a quick video on the importance of liver for people who've got autoimmunity, for people who've got thyroid problems, for people who've got any type of immune system issues, hormonal issues. You want to eat some liver. Find a way you can do frozen liver pills where you cut it up, freeze it, put small pieces in your mouth. You only need 1 or 2 ounces a day or every other day. And that's it. Yeah, I got energy. It's just my body's just like, we're done, girlfriend. We are done. So we are done for tonight. So you guys be very careful. Drink enough water, balance your electrolytes, and eat liver. It's the most important multivitamin on the planet. Those capsules, toxic. Crystallize in your small intestine. Don't use a lot of them. And you're only seeing vitamin D in your blood, right? We got to get some sun and D-rich foods. Peace. StephaniePerson.com. I'm working on a challenge coming up soon, so stay tuned for more. My calendar is open for consultations. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic, and I'm out. Peace, guys.